So we're looking at situations that increase by a particular percent. And if you're increasing by a particular percent, you're keeping the original amount you have plus that additional percentage. Well, the original means you're keeping all of what you have. So you're keeping 100% of what you have plus that other percentage. And so when we think about growth factor, or how much by what we're going to multiply by, we're going to then be adding these two. And so we're going to have some kind of like 100 and some percent probably. And then we need to convert that to a decimal. And to convert that, we move the decimal 2 places to the left. Or you can say divide by 100. Okay? So to find the growth factor, let's look at this. Let's suppose an item is increased by 35%. Okay, and I want to find the growth factor. So again, if you're increasing by 35%, you're keeping all of it, which is 100%, plus the 35%, which is 135%. But we don't do math problems with percentages. We always do them with decimals. And so the decimal is here in 135, and so I move the decimal 2 places to the left, or you could say divide by 100. And the growth factor becomes the 1.35. That's what I will multiply by to get the new amount. Okay. The next problem. A sourdough starter swells by 86%. So again, if it's swelling, that means it's increasing. So we're keeping what we had, 100%, plus we're increasing by 86%. So this 100% always is how much what we started with. We always keep what we have. And so this is 186%. The decimal is in 186 is here, and so I move that 2 places to the left, which becomes 1.86. So my growth factor is 1.86. That's the number I multiply by, 1.86. All right, let's look at the cost of living. So cost of living, each year how much we spend on things goes up. And so let's suppose our cost of living increases 3.2%. So our cost of living is what it is now, 100%, plus 3.2%. So that's 103.2%. My decimal is here, so I'm going to move it 2 places to the left, and it becomes 1.032. I keep all of the numbers because they do affect my answer, and my growth factor is 1.032. Now, sometimes our increase is a large percentage. Some things really grow. We've noticed with the coronavirus or other viruses in the world that sometimes things grow really rapidly. And so let's suppose our risk of infection increases by 200%. Increases by, this probably should say, 210%, but it doesn't really matter. So the 210% is how much we're going up from the original 100%. So yes, that means our number is 310%. 310%. That happens in the real world. My decimal point is here. Move it 2 places to the left or divide by 100. And that becomes 3.10. This net zero here is probably not critical, but I'll leave it there. So my growth factor is 3.10.